Episode 1: Unition with the Guild. Flmesish Theus Crescentish Moonish introduces himself as a noble-born citizen carrying wealth in hopes of finding a place to build with that wealth. He has been journeying towards where there is civilization away from home, by foot. He is in a tent with a campfire, a bed, and a chest full of jewels, a pendant that he is recording this with, leather armor, rabbit, and a basic stone sword. Taking his bed and chest, he proceeds to walk in a direction and comes about a small walled castle, composing of 4 walls and an inner house structure that is surrounded by a bit of grass between it and the wall. Through the gate of this structure is a courtyard with a tree in the center leading to 2 doors and another courtyard. Walls go around the outer side of the structure, interrupted by 3 towers and the inside house parts. Flmesish explains himself to the guards and they say that they will welcome him, and in order to join their guild, the guild of the castle, he should go see the guild master under the gate, to the door to the left, and up 2 sets of stairs. Flmesish does such, and finds the guild master whom he explains himself to. The guild master accepts Flmesish's offer and he is joined as part of the guild. And the guildmaster says that he will have to work his rank up from private, which is what he is right now, to duke, and then he can go off and build. Flmesish is then given directions and escorts himself down the hall, already being welcomed by a resident of the guild that is partially open to the outdoors, into the dining room, and into the dormitory where he claims a bed. After filling his new chest with his valuables, he goes out and surveys the guild house. Episode 2: Short Night. Flmesish starts by saying to a burly man in front of him, "So I kill monsters, bring their loot to you, and you pay me?" Yes. Brunt the adventurer confirms. "Well, it's about night, so I better get to work," Flmesish says, and climbs down out of the tower next to the kitchen, goes through the kitchen, down the hall that separates the courtyard from the inner grassy area, and across the conference room where the guild master, Shaw, is onto the inner wall. I don't feel like climbing downstairs," Flmesish says, and jumps off the wall, hurting himself, and walks out the gate into the night. Walking around the border of the castle, he finds a zombie, which he slays, some creepers, which he is forced to charge at, spiders that he has to block from, and skeletons that he hides behind trees from and lets the guards kill. Though he has only been out for 10 minutes, Flmesish experiences what his job will be and cuts out as he retires to his bed. Episode 3: Shooting Excess. Flmesish trades in the previous night's loot for money, buys some bread and rabbit stew, goes to the ATM, and goes out and fights when night comes. The guards shoot excess out of their bows instead of arrows. Episode 4: Hire the Squire. In this episode, when Flmesish goes into the courtyard, he finds a dwarf merchant by the name of Noticeborin who is willing to accept Flmesish as riches. He gets his riches and sells them all, gets over $1,000, some of which he invests into his bank and the rest which he pays to the guild master, and gets promoted to knight. Flmesish wanders back to his dorm, and asks one of the knights there what knights can do that privates can't. The knight responds by saying that knights can hire squires, like the one standing by the captain at the end of the dormitory. Flmesish goes over there and hires the only available squire for $30, whose name is Zabona. Flmesish and Zabona go out into the night and hunt monsters for half an hour. Episode 5: Zabona's Disappearance. Flmesish and Zabona walk out to the forest near the end of the day, and kill what few monsters they can find, that is, a spider and a skeleton. But Zabona disappears as Flmesish is walking up a hill, and he turns back only to find the skeleton and a bunch of arrows in a tree. Puzzled, he goes on and cuts some sugarcane, kills a rabbit, and slays a pig. By this time it is night and Flmesish slaughters zombies and creepers, but in a fight with a skeleton his sword breaks and he runs away to the castle, where all the guards are dead, and runs in to try to buy a sword, but he doesn't have enough money and has to go back to the dorm. Episode 6: The Iron Broadsword. Flmesish reports Zabona's disappearance to Roshan, the captain, who says that Flmesish will get the next random person who comes by. Flmesish then goes and buys an iron broadsword and a shield since his last sword broke, and goes out into the night and slays monsters with his new weapon. Episode 7: Retrieval of a mushroom. Flmesish walks out to find a fellow guild member desiring a red mushroom, and accepts the quest to go and find one. Walking out to the wilderness, he has to but go 20 meters before there lies a patch of red mushrooms ahead, from which he plucks one and takes it back to the citizen desiring it. The man exclaims, "My mushroom," when he receives it and rewards Flmesish with an iron coin, or $15/currencies. Flmesish also goes out and fights. Episode 8: Siege. Flmesish wakes up to the guild master informing him that the guild is under siege and supplying him with weapons. Flmesish goes out to the gate and sees the orcs trying to get through and the knights standing guard in front of it. He then goes up to the gate top to shoot the orcs, but while he is going up they break through the gate. Going back down, he fights them with the rest of the knights as the guild is burning. He is thrown into the fire by an orc and burns to death.